Hi traders, it's a new week. Let us try to break down the chart and be able to see if we can get some setups for the upcoming week. So we start with our analysis from the daily time frame. Sorry, from the weekly time frame, where we mark our supply in the demand zones. That's the first step that I do when I analyze my charts is I mark my supply in the demand zone. Let me use a trend line for this. Straight line. So that is the supply, and then we have our demand right there. So we have our supply, and then we have our demand right here. So that is our demand level. And then as you can see, price is in between supply and the demand. It's not yet at this demand. And then right here we have this resistance where price has been bouncing off. So that is a resistance level. So we have a resistance, and then down here we have our support. Price is finding support at that level. So that is a support level. So that is a support level. As we can see, price is at this resistance. So we had a dodgy price was indecisive, and then the doji was engulfed, and then we tried to form a bearish engulfing. However, the buyers came in and they are forming a tweezer top. So it's looking like the buyers are going to break that resistance from the weekly time frame. But let's go to the daily and see. So from the daily time frame, as you can see, price is rejecting at that resistance level. Price has been rejecting at this resistance level. If we zoom in and study the price action, the recent price action, we can be able to see that price is bouncing off between two levels. That is the resistance, that resistance, and the support level. So we have another support up there where VIX 100 is ranging between that support and that resistance there. Between that support and resistance. That is all on the daily time frame. We go to the 4 hours time frame. From the 4 hours time frame, we can be able to adjust that resistance level where price is bouncing off it, and then this support level can be able to adjust it to that level like that. And then let's try to study the internal structures in the 4 hours time frame. As you can see, price has just cleared a new high. This is a break of structure. So that is a break of structure. So that is a break of structure. And then this is the origin which caused that break of structure in the 4 hours time frame. That is the order block or origin which caused the break of structure. As we can see, price has just mitigated that order block. So we had a break of structure, price went, it came back to mitigate the order block. It's now pushing to the upside. So we are waiting for price to go and clear that high so that we have another break of structure before we can map out an origin. Price has to clear that high first. And then if we go to the 1 hour time frame, in the 1 hour time frame, we can see that break of structure. So that is a break of structure. And then price came back to mitigate the order block, which caused the break of structure, that order block, like that. So from studying the internal structures, it's looking like price is headed to this resistance level. So you have to be very careful with this VIX 100 1S. When it's ranging, you can easily lose money. For me, I don't like trading when these volatilities are ranging. I like to wait for trending markets because that's where I know my strategy works best. It works best. This SMC strategy works best when price is trending. Yeah, but yes, from the studying of the internal structures, this is what is currently happening. It's looking like price is still pushing into this resistance, and then we'll see what's going to happen at that resistance, whether price will decide to break that resistance or decide to push down again. But yes, as of now, it's looking like price is still breaking structures to the upside. But let us just wait and see. For me, I'm going to wait when this volatility 101S decides to break out of this range. That's when I will trade. Or when it's back at this resistance or support. I don't like trading ranges in the middle. I don't like taking trades in the middle of a range between support and resistance. I like to begin my move at this support or the resistance. So that's it, traders. That is what I'll be observing this week on VIX 101S. That is all for this episode. If you did get something out of this episode, drop a comment in the comment section. Consider subscribing to the channel. And then I will see you next week in our top-down analysis video of this same index. Happy trading.